lessons learned in flight, journey on through endless night. For the stars, we aim so high. The projected kiss goodbye. For science and carbon light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Orbit dreams won't be delayed. Lessons learned from missions made. Kerbal Kai will forge a path to the stars beyond this path. For the stars, we aim so high. The projected kiss goodbye. For science and carbon light, we'll keep flying through the light. Rocket launch with hope so grand. EJ's got the master plan. Thrusters burn to reach the moon. In his eye you see the tune. Keep flying through the light.
All right. Welcome to the May 5th, 2025 Space and Rocket Review. YouTube chats, tell your friends. Space and Rocket Review starts right now. What's going on, everybody? I'm EJ, your host. How you doing? There is a plethora of information for you for your space news today. Yeah, a lot of good stuff, a lot of interesting stuff that is a little weird. Also, I didn't stream yesterday, but May the 4th be with you. Revenge of the 5th, I get it. Yep, cool. Star Wars, now that that's out of the way, let's jump into the news, shall we? Cinco de SpaceX, or Space-O, SpaceXO. XO? EJ may get to visit Starbase sooner than we thought. Cinco de Space. Oh, yeah. Oh. All right. So these links were provided from Dopey Creeper over in Twitch chat. Thank you, Creeper, for helping me keep this stuff all together. You're keeping this, the Space and Rocket Review reviewing on a regular schedule, and we appreciate that. All right, cool. So let's jump in, shall we? EJ could take the coronet to Starbit. No. No. Anyway. All right. So this is coming from EGS. So after a short trip down the block, Exploration Ground System teams arrived at the multi-payload processing facility with the Artemis II Orion spacecraft. Here, teams will continue readying the spacecraft ahead of stacking on SLS in the vehicle assembly building. Okay, Orion is on the move for the Artemis II mission. There it is. So Orion was being assembled at the operations and checkout building, so O&C, and it's moved to the MP multi-payload processing facility, the MPPF. I think it's being fueled here, if I'm understanding this correctly. Will Artemis 2 have people on board? Yeah. Yes, it will. At least that's the plan. Tentatively, I'll get back to you on that one in about 6 months. I'll be able to tell you what's going on. Anyway, yeah, there we go. It came from the operations and checkout using the spacecraft transporter. It's approximately 16 by 16 foot spacecraft is where our Artemis II crew will live and work for their journey to the moon. Kamag. There you go. That's the ONC. So it rolled out of ONC to the MPPF. There it is. Cool. Good stuff. Do you have to certify it before putting people on it? It should get certified right before Artemis II happens. But Bryce, I'm pretty sure the rate. This is gonna sound completely screwy, but I'm pretty sure NASA's internal like certification system is not like a commercial certification. I think it's different. I'm pretty sure it's different. So I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. Now that they are rolling, are they confident? Or that was Immolated that asked that question. Bryce, you asked, are they confident that the heat shield will survive re-entry? I'll get back to you on that one. I'm not sure. I think they're confident that it can fly on a different that it will not fly on the big skip trajectory. I think they are going to modify the trajectory to be more like I think it's more like Apollo, I think. Did they fix the root cause of the thruster issues? Wrong spacecraft. That's Starliner, not Orion. Orion is NASA's deep space capsule. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I love the transporter and all this other equipment. That's pretty sweet. Pretty cool. Wait a minute. Hold up. In this picture, let me see something. What am I looking at? Door. Looking at back there. Did I see something back there? It's just a poster. Thought I might actually... Oh, no, there it is. I thought I might actually see another spacecraft back there. Nope, that's just a poster. That's the actual spaceship. See, there's the Artemis II Orion right there. Pretty cool. It's a door on a door. Yep. The operations and checkout building right here, guys, is the same. Those are the same buildings that the Apollo, all the Apollo capsules and all the limbs rolled out of. Right there. Yep, every single one of them. The LEMs and the CSMs were assembled and built here. Yep. Pretty cool. All right, so that's on the spacecraft side of things. On the launch vehicle side of things, teams moved the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, the ICPS and the VAB. They stacked it on SLS. There you go. The next thing that comes on top of this is the Orion service adapter, the OSA, and then the Orion capsule, and then the launch abort system on the top of that, and then we got a full stack. What's the crew access arm for Mobile Launcher 1 look like? It looks like an Apollo style one. The docking target is on it. Does that mean, is that there for proximity operations? Yeah, right there. At least that's the plan. Is there any validity to ULA having the most accurate orbital insertions out of all launch providers? Sounds like marketing hype. Centaur is pretty damn good at what it does, 1062. That's actually the next thing here. Yeah, this is based off of customer requirement, dudes. So this is based off as a percentage of a nominal gap for customer requirement. So, I mean, ULA Centaur is pretty damn good, man. Centaur 3s are, I mean, Centaurs in general, very, very precise, very accurate, and that's why these vehicles are still working. That's why they still fly. That's why Vulcan got certified, because not to say that other launch providers can't get this accurate, but ULA does it on the routine. Falcon 9 could probably get this close too. But yeah, they are very precise, very, very precise. Why is eccentricity a comparatively harder target to hit? I do believe that is all the satellites. No, Future Tech, that's not what's going on at all. Yeah, that's not quite. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah. It's just a proposal, dude. Just a proposal. Probably I really don't think it'll get Congress to be like, "Yeah, that's fine." I don't think so. But yeah, I'm fairly confident that all those dots are there for the satellites, for the 27 sats that were aboard on this mission. This is, of course, from the KA-01 mission. Project Kuiper, the inaugural Project Kuiper launch from last week. Is there? Ooh. Nice. That was some bonus footage posted from Tori Bruno. Great footage. Good stuff. Good stuff. The audio got a little deep fried there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, ULA's next launch is going to be a little while away, but check this out. Something from Stratolaunch. We haven't heard of anything from them in a little bit of time here. Does Centaur's accuracy have anything to do with the Hydrolox's relatively low TWR? Yes, that and the reaction control systems. RL-10s allow for extremely precise orbital insertion in high delta V scenarios with high delta V scenarios. That's the right way to say it. Did EJ talk about the NASA budget yet? I did on Flame Trench, guys, but I suppose if you want me to talk about it, I can. But I mean, let's do the Stratolaunch news first. So Stratolaunch successfully completed the second hypersonic flight and recovery with the Talon-A2 fully autonomous vehicle. This significant accomplishment follows the successful first hypersonic flight of Talon-A2, confirming the demonstrated reusability of the vehicle. Nice. What's hypersonic? Hypersonic is anything past Mach 5. NASA's budget is a dead horse at this point. It's a proposal, guys. It's a proposal. It's a proposal. Relax. Spin launch and now Stratolaunch. What is this? 2022 spin launch. So Talon-A2 is dropped from rock. That thing is cool, man. Very cool. Jen's 7-month resub. Thank you very much. Good stuff, dudes. Good stuff. Is Mach 5 the point at which shock heating starts becoming a factor? It depends on the shape, Dan, to be honest with you. Really depends on the shape. Depends on the shape and the altitude, more or less. But more or less. Remember, there's not like set points like subsonic. Okay, you pass this point, you're now supersonic. Okay, Mach 5, you're past this point, now you're hypersonic. It's a blur between these. There's nominal areas, like, for instance, between 0.8 Mach and 1.2 Mach would be the transonic regime, which is kind of where your vehicle's kind of breaking the sound barrier and kind of not breaking the sound barrier. So, like, you're kind of supersonic, but you're kind of not. Heating will definitely be different in certain areas. When you get into the full supersonic regime, it's going to be different than it is in transonic, than it is in subsonic, than it is in hypersonic, right? It's kind of not like defined points. There's like a defined barrier, a defined gate between these different regimes. So hypersonic generally, because of the speeds involved, is where you do start getting into the stuff that makes things hot. Really, really, like, a lot. Like, but just because there isn't re-entry heating happening, like visibly happening on the outside of the vehicle, doesn't mean that the outside of the vehicle isn't getting hot. You know what I mean? Either way, that's cool that they reused Talon. That's pretty sweet. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, 1,000. There you go. I can't remember, but what was the original vehicle for that jet? There was a bunch of different proposed things, Bryce, but Talon is the one that came to be. Looks kind of like an X-15. Maybe. From the side. Yeah, from the side I can see it. Immolated for sure. Yeah, Aqualix, yeah. The point that I'm trying to illustrate is that it's not like, oh, re-entry speed happen, like re-entry heating happens right here. No. Let's say that around Mach 5, around hypersonics, that's when it starts to become an observation. That's really when it starts to be, it goes from being a thorn in your side to being a pain in your butt. Right? Yeah, that's when it starts to get a little picante. La ensalada pica mucho. Ah! But what? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that's cool for Stratolaunch. That's awesome. Good for them. Good for them, dudes. Very, 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 very cool. I still can't imagine what it must have been like to be Chuck Yeager breaking the sound barrier for the first time. I would call that probably something near a pucker moment. Have you seen BPS's latest video of cooking meat by going Mach 3, the high stakes mission? I have not watched that video yet. So shh. I know of Joe and his high stakes. I haven't watched it yet, so you're in for a treat. Not well. I would hope we're not skipping right to dessert, fish. Treat, get. All right. Okay, so I haven't seen it, but I will watch it. Anyway, so SpaceX decided to post an extended 4-hour cut with additional views from Dragon flying over Earth's polar regions during the From 2 mission. It's actually 4 hours. Oh my word. This is nose cone closing. We're going to watch it here. We're going to watch the entire thing. We are? No. It's 4 hours, man. I mean... Can we watch the whole thing while you do space news? Screw you. Oh, good. We can watch it at 2 times speed, so now it'll only take 2 hours. Can we... Okay, this is sweet. It won't go more than 2. It will, of course. Where are we? Trying to pick out a landmass. I can't. It's hard to see. Maybe Australia? Maybe? I think that's the west coast of Australia. Like Darwin's right there. Oh, excuse me, Darwin. And then they're out over the Indian Ocean here. They cut the camera. That's not Darwin. You're not Darwin. See? Now who's stupid? Melbourne. Got me! Yeah, Darwin's more north than that, isn't it? What's over there? There's Perth, but there's really nothing over there, is there? Perth. Perth. That looks cold. Oop. Perth is just Earth with more P. I'm in space. I'm alive. Where's Mr. Hat? This is our stream now. No! How did you slump down in 0G? Shut up. Carefully, yeah. What is this? This is an extended cut of the From 2 exterior Dragon cameras, Mowgli. It's pretty good. Dude, look at the... See, out of all the things that I would want to see, guys, in space, believe it or not, it's clouds. The depth to the clouds. Look, this gets me, all right? This is ridiculous. So, you know, you got low-lying clouds here, right? Look, you can see that those clouds are higher up in the air because they're casting a bigger shadow. The depth is what gets me, dude. Like, look at the change in shape from clouds. Like, you could tell that those clouds are at different altitudes. That's awesome, dude. I would love to see that just once. That's so cool, man. Like you could see the depth from like mountains and hills and stuff. Welcome to Earth. Yeah, he says Earth. I know, but it's funnier saying Earth. Do you have a link to the video, please? No, sorry, I don't. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I got you. Oh no! I legged it up in both chats. Japan is going to launch their 3-engine config H3 soon. Oh, all right. Cool. I saw cone closing at the very beginning, dude. I saw, you could see the drive hooks right there. We were watching it. This is cool. I needed this on Monday, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Needed this on the Monday. I love planetarium music, Jim. I don't know about you. Yeah, right. Dude, look at the depth. Look at the depth of the clouds. Oh, that's so cool. Look at, you're even getting some parallax with the clouds right there. You gotta be kidding me. Ooh, what landmass do we got here? I know what that is. No, it can't be. Maybe not. No, I don't know what that is. Maybe. Do you know what the altitude was on this one? I don't know. They're up there, though. It looks like a giant Johnson. Yes, sir. Get on the horn of British intelligence and let them know about this. Yeah, that landmass right there is messing me up. I don't know what that is. Oh. It's June. Doing his thing. $425. Yeah, there you go, Hunster. Even in space, there's people on their phones. I'm sorry, I'm not providing much meaningful commentary. I'm just looking at it. Would you just look at it? Would you just... How would you look at this? Could have been Corny Point near Adelaide. Alright. Oh, this is so good, dude. When did they do an X-ray up there? I think they did that on the first day, Aaron. Oh, we're coming up on some landmass here. Let's see if we can see what it is. I don't know. I can't really tell. I don't think so, Vin. It's not desert enough. Could be Oz again. But no, they're not going the right direction for that. When do you think SpaceX will announce the first Mars crew? 2 years out, 3 years out? We're a little ways away from that, Trey. Dude, this is so good. The York Peninsula? Yeah, Mycon, the red is what's tipping me off for it to be Australia, dude. You go out Western Australia, everything's red. At least that's what it looks like on the satellite. I've never been there. Where are we now? Some place that's fairly populated. Those are a lot of cities. Where are we? Italy? Maybe? No. I can't tell. This is an extended cut of From 2. The From 2 mission. Looks like Asia, Central Asia, yeah. This camera is on Dragon's nose cone, pointed back towards the bubble. The bubble! You know what? So we can see the land masses in the bubble better, I'm gonna be over here. He teleported. No, it's just a time lapse. It's just a time lapse. It's sped up. We're watching at 2 times speed, Flykin. Wherever that is, it's snowing a lot. The bubble! The bubble, it explodes! Orbital geoguesser. That's right. That's a pole. Don't know which. You can tell it's a pole because of the way it is. Oh yeah, jumping. Super. What was the inclination of this mission? 90. From 2 was the first time humans have ever went into a polar orbit. Ever.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Pop. 66 months. It was 90.01 Tesla Max. First retrograde orbit? Technically, yes, because it was 90.01, yes. Dude. What do you want to know, Badojo? Would direct sunlight not be too bright for them? No, it's fine. It is bright. The sun is actually white. Not a lot of people know that. The reason why the sun appears to be a different color is because the gas is being diffused through the atmosphere, so the sun looks like kind of yellow. And it can be red if it's low on the horizon sometimes for us, just like the moon. Same idea. But the moon obviously is not shining light, right? The moon, we're just depending on the color of the moon is just how much atmosphere is between you and the moon. Because if it's right overhead, it's only going to be about 270 miles of atmosphere, give or take, right, of the thickest stuff. But if you're looking at it on the horizon, there's much more, right? So it appears to change color. The sun always appears to be like red or yellow, but the sun's light is actually white. It's white light. Up in space, you just get the white light all day. Snow would be yellow if the sun was yellow. Well, that's not the only thing that makes snow yellow, TLNet, but yes, that's right. I don't understand why all the agencies need multiple flights for human rating their vehicles, and NASA only needed one flight to certify SLS. Badojo, yeah, I agree with you. I think that's insanely stupid. Yeah, I've been very vocal about that many times. Remember when we were talking about Orion's heat shield, dude? Were you here for that? And how I went off and I'm like, this is really not a good idea. There you go. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. There are Charlie Camarda, who's a PhD, ex-astronaut. He says the exact same thing. He says this is Columbia waiting to happen all over again. Heritage parts. Give me that nonsense, Baron. You're wrong. Actually, the sun is rainbow. It just appears to us as yellow on Earth, which is what I exactly said. So, yeah, no, I'm wrong. And white on the atmosphere because the influx radiometer transfixed cubital prognometers of internal particle regulation of the universe. Why don't you internally regulate these struts, Jackal? Okay. Heritage parts, heritage problems. Anyways, it looks like Orion's going to fly on Nuglins. I bought Camarda's book after the NSF stream. Tesla Max, Charlie is absolutely 100% right. I would love to talk to him about that, to be honest with you. He's 100% right. You're not the only one that's worried. Well, Badojo, here's the other thing. All right, the reason I was kind of okay with it until Artemis 1 happened and the heat shield came apart during re-entry. All right? I'm not okay with that. Why would you put a person on the next flight? Are you out of your mind? That heat shield had a deviant piece of engineering, and you think you just, oh yeah, we'll just change the trajectory up and it'll be fine. Now, here's the thing. Credit to NASA's engineers. They're probably right. The engineers made the right decision. That's probably the right call. But the real problem here is not just whether you should fly humans or not on the next flight. That's not the problem here. The problem here is that you don't have another Orion to test it. SLS is not a hardware-rich program. And if you want, I can't believe I was never able to put this into words, Bodojo, before, but I was kind of orbiting around it for the longest time. I've always said that one SLS every 18 months is not enough. We've been talking about exploring the moon sustainably, right? The Artemis program has been talking about exploring the moon sustainably. Guys, you're not exploring anything sustainably launching once a year. That should have been a big red flag to any, well, it was to most people, me, you guys, we all saw it. You're not exploring anything sustainably once a year. That's not happening. It's confirmed that Lockheed Martin is thinking about it. They already have a block buy of capsules. Artemis II and Artemis III will most likely happen, guys. But once again, the proposal to cancel Artemis after Artemis III is just a proposal. Hey, Eagle, Tier 2 62-month resub. I personally don't think that should happen. That's a really bad idea. SLS should scale up, not down. Scaling it down is making the exact same mistake as Constellation. Now, keep in mind, we do the difference between now and Constellation is that we have a much more sustainable commercial market. But don't let somebody... I'll say exactly what I said when they pulled the rug out from Constellation. Switching NASA to depend more and more on contractors, all that did was give NASA less capability. All it did was give them less capability and just basically was an excuse to gut it. That was a really bad idea. I don't think getting rid of SLS is a good idea until Starship gets that human rating certification. I really don't. Personally, I'm not happy with that entirely with SLS. But if you built the infrastructure and tooling, stopping now ruins the potential advantage of upping the quantity. Marginal costs go down once you get the bugs worked out. Bingo! If SpaceX was doing what they're doing right now and somebody was trying to propose an expendable launch vehicle that's shuttle-derived in 2014 or something, like say Starship just came out of the blue and SpaceX had it at the development scale that... Oh, man. That's the Red Sea. Squirrel! No, if somebody came along and tried to propose SLS, well, like to start SLS development like right now with Starship the way it is, I'd call them nuts. The only reason why I'm even advocating for SLS at all is because it's close to being finished. It's close to being good to go. We're almost there. You just need more. That's Saudi Arabia right there. Should be coming up to the Sinai Peninsula behind the bubble right there. It's upside down, of course, to how you would look at it on a map, but there it is. There's the Sinai. Suez Canal. The Mediterranean is behind the bubble right there. There it is. Oh, man. So that's Syria, Lebanon. This is Turkey right here, where the green really starts. That's Turkey. The Black Sea should be right up there under those clouds. Yep, there it is. So Ukraine should be right there. Russia's over there. Should be able to see the Baltic Sea here in a second. There's the Dnieper River. It was off screen. That's Russia. Pitch is too high. That torpedo's Russian. Why is there a flying saucer in front of you? It's not a saucer, it's a bubble. But also aliens. Yep, you could just see the Baltic over there. Cool. Should be going up over the Kola Peninsula right now. And you're going... Yep, there's the Kola Peninsula. Now you're out over the North Pole. It's a beast of a vehicle, don't get me wrong. The problem with SLS is that it's not scalable enough for a long term. Everybody keeps saying that. Why isn't it scalable? I'm not calling for a long-term solution here, Baron. Give me 40 of those things. 40 of them over the next 10 years. Then the commercial market would be good enough. I don't want a long-term solution with that thing. No, that's a really bad idea. I'm in space. That's right. Did they use RCS pulses? Yes. Mm-hmm. Captain, I think it's a Canevla. Right now, Captain Tupolev is disabling all the safeties on his weapons. He will not make the same mistake twice. The problem is 10 years is long because we reset NASA every 4 years. We don't, though, Shaw. You know how I know? SLS has spanned 3 presidential terms. Actually, almost 4. So, no, that's arguably not correct. You arrogant butt, you've killed us! What are you doing? Aaron, have you been to Eastern Europe before? No, never been. Never been, but I like geography. Geography is one of my guilty pleasures, I guess? I don't know. Geography and cartography are my... Yeah, I love maps, dude. I love maps. Maps are so cool. I love, like, it's bad. Like, I like maps almost as much as I like trucks. POTUS wants us to be on Mars before the end of his term. That's bold. We'll see. Confirm Rook, and then we'll see what happens. You know I make maps for a defense contractor that sells intelligence to the government, right? But... Why you gotta tell me that? Why you gotta tell me that, Phil? Because now I know those maps I'll never be able to see. Damn it. Commissar, why does the Vilnius schoolmaster have Scottish accent? I don't know, but he does, and it works for some weird reason. No, Ripari. No, not at all. What do you think? It's the cost of 160 RS-25s and a block buy of SLS cores and side boosters. I mean, Baron, to be honest with you, how is your behavior or your opinion? Okay, all right. Honest question, homie. Honest question. All right. How you saying no? We can't scale it. You can't scale these things. You can't scale this. Have we tried? Have we tried? Have we tried? How is what you're saying any different than the people you don't like working at NASA because they're too old? How is that any different? Do you think Apollo engineers would have been like, nah, F1 engines aren't scalable. It's too... Dude, frick that. Just shut up and get it done. Like, I'm so sick of this lollygagging, just farting around. Well, we can't scale this. Bull freaking crap, you can't scale this. Don't give me that bull crap. Oh, we can't scale it. We can't scale it. You can't... Yeah, of course you can. You know, like, this, oh, it can't be done. It's not scalable. Yeah, all right, whatever. The Saturn V was, if we could scale Saturn Vs, if we could mass produce Saturn Vs, we can mass produce SLSs. Then I'm tired of pretending like we can't do that. So it's scalable. With what money? What do you mean with what money? Scaling it is not going to be too hard. That's not going to cost a lot of money. You know why it's not going to cost a lot of money? Because we already know how to put this stupid stuff together. We already paid for the hard parts, man. We already did that. We already paid for the hard part. It's already developed. It's already made. Just figure out faster ways to put the stupid thing together. And then it's just material costs at that point, which you'd need anyway. The real problem is no one wants to commit to anything. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. Just shut up and make it. Just shut up. Just shut up and make it. They have 4 high bays to assemble it. You have a gigantic multi-bajillion square foot facility in Louisiana. You tell me you can't make more? You can't make more of these? Give me a friggin' break. Okay. Would Vulcan-style smart reuse work on SLS? Not at this point, dude. No. Yeah, Shaw, I get it. I understand. Material and labor, plus if you make more vehicles at once, you need manpower to match. There's no money to scale. Back in Apollo, the commercial sector wasn't abusing NASA like this. That's what I mean. The contracts need to be renegotiated. The money's there, guys. Okay. Let me put it to you like this. All right? Here. Hear me out. So, you want to get NASA to go faster. Asking them clearly doesn't work. You need Boeing. You need everybody to go faster. All right? That clearly doesn't... Clearly saying like, hey, you got to do this quicker. That doesn't work. So, what do? Threaten to pull their funding. That'll speed things up. Because you know it'll happen if you don't. Do you guys not... Does that make sense? Now picking up what I'm laying out? You picking up what I'm laying down here? Yeah, to an extent, Matt. Yep. Trolled Boeing with flying EM1 and Falcon Heavy, and it worked. Well, maybe that budget proposal makes a lot more sense then, Baron. I promise manpower is not an issue today. There are enough mentally unique rocket nerds to go around to all parties. Yep. Then you reverse psychology and actually pull the funding. I like doing space news with Earth orbiting in the background. This is great. You guys like doing space news with Earth orbit in the background? This is not bad. Can we do this more? We're watching at 2x speed, Coltech. It won't claim. Can I have one of these rocket jobs, please? Actually, guys, you know... You think that's what he's doing? You think that's what the president is doing? Do you think he's just saying, nah, get rid of all of it. You guys suck. And they're going, no, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. It's possible. It's possible. Unlikely, but possible. Dude, there's a lot of mixed feelings in chats, in both chats. This background thing needs to happen more often. This is freaking great, dude. We can do this all day. Sounds like cope. I mean, maybe, dude. That was just, I'm just putting it out there like that. if, and it's a big if, right? If that was the case, then that's not a bad idea. If you're just kind of frick you guys, get stuff done, you're not going to get stuff done, fine, no more money for you. You know, that sounds right, but I mean, it's certainly going for the jugular, but who knows? He's not smart enough to know how it works, so I wouldn't put it past him. Yeah, Zonku, the one thing is Elon, though. Elon knows how it works. I mean, if we're really going to go there, he definitely knows how this works, but then again, he can't contribute to that because it's a conflict of interest, so he hasn't been. Oh, that makes a lot more sense now. Yeah. Huh. I'd be really curious to, you know, like, that's the thing. I'm very interested to see how this all pans out. Because I didn't look at that skinny budget proposal and go, oh! I just saw it and I'm like, oh, some of the stuff isn't bad. Some of the stuff I don't really agree with, but some of it isn't bad either. Like getting rid of Mars sample return, please do that. Because it's not Mars sample return. It's a plan to do Mars sample return. It's a plan on planning to plan for Mars sample return. Just stick a fork in it, please, for the love of Christ. You know? Was he there in the room where you were offered the job? Interesting. It's a huge decrease to the NASA budget. Intense. Okay, here. Listen, hear me out, guys. I saw this, I'll admit, I saw this on X. I don't know who said it. I don't know where I read it. I think it was Homer Hickam. I think. Would you ever want to go to space? Absolutely, Aaron. Sure. This proposal would basically revert NASA to an NACA kind of thing where they're not doing big space programs by themselves, but they're more working on advanced technologies, right? Propulsion, you know, advanced propulsion systems. Like they're more like a skunkworks R&D for human space flight. And fellas, I don't necessarily disagree with that. If you do that and then you leverage the commercial market like what SpaceX is doing, right? That is a way. It is a way to go. It's not the most viable way, but it's a way to go. As long as there's competition in the market, I don't care. Now, I mean, you've heard me say I still think that making our entire space program beholden to some type of corporation, I think is really stupid. I think that's a really dumb idea. I don't think we should be doing that. But this could be a good idea. It's possible. It's possible. Like, I'm very interested to see how it pans out, you know? Monkey's Paw, you get to go to space, but Chat heckles you the whole time. Yeah, maybe. Who would do stuff like Dragonfly then? Well, NASA would still be doing stuff like that, They would just pay, they would just hitch a ride. That's what I mean. That could end up giving you more science missions in the long run. And Rook did talk about doing stuff like that. A bit of both is always the way I've said is the best way to go forward, Thousand, to be honest. How's Astra still alive? Diversification of services is how they're still alive, and outsourcing propulsion. It's too heavy. Weight has nothing to do with it, Mycon. Just get Rocket Glad the contract and call it a day. And the suits? Anything about their development? I have no idea, dude. That should be the IP holders if that happens, so they can go to any company to get parts or a whole new batch built. Aqualex, I'm cool with that. Dude, if that's the ship, if that's the track we're gonna go down, I agree. Yes, absolutely. NASA needs to do things commercial wouldn't consider financially viable. I agree. Yes. I would be fairly okay with NASA transitioning to strictly robotic missions and aeronautics. Yeah, only if the commercial market was healthy enough, Hunster. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Yeah, working on NTR. So, like, in the future, guys, NASA makes a nuclear-powered upper stage to make a transfer vehicle, right? A big transfer vehicle that's nuclear-powered. And then they pay somebody to launch it into space. And then NASA operates the vehicle in space, the spacecraft. You really going to see all this video? Do you not want to see all this video? NASA designing James Webb commercial, building 100 of them. Something like that, dude. Sure. Absolutely. I don't... See, that's what I mean, guys. That's the kind of possibilities that we're looking at if that skinny proposal goes through. Whether that happens or not is no guarantee, which is why I have trepidations about it. I'm like... If we could guarantee... You could guarantee that NASA goes back to doing advanced like propulsion research, and politicians aren't denoting what they should or should be doing when it comes to architecture. Just set the goal and we'll go from there. If they went back to doing that, I'd kind of be good with it. But the commercial market is, I don't think the commercial market is sustainable enough. I really don't. I would say finish the rest of the news and come back to this, but this is sick, man. But there's no goals. Bingo, Timo. That's the problem. You need goals. You need goals. You don't need politicians regulating the architecture. You need them regulating the goal. And then NASA being free to do that. And that's what I'm always saying. That's this incessant drive for commercialization all the time. It's not fixing anything. That doesn't fix your problem. That sidesteps the problem. The real problem is that politicians are regulating what NASA should and shouldn't do. The reason why that happened, guys, is because someone tried to pull the rug out on the entire space program in the first place. We've literally come full circle. This is exactly why I hate the 2010 Transitional Authorization Act of NASA, because that's exactly what it did. It's the skinny proposal all over again. How did that work? It didn't work great. You know what happened? Congress said, the hell you're gonna pull the rug out from our space program, and they made it law. They legislated a launch vehicle instead of engineering one. And we're in the same exact position that we're in right now that we were 15 years ago. Same thing. Moral of the story, don't pull the rug out from under the space program. Maybe Congress won't get pissed and then legislate a launch vehicle. That's how I know, guys, with that historical accuracy, the historical perspective there, that's how I know that skinny budget is not going to do anything. It's going to fail miserably. Because we've seen this before. And, well, maybe, I don't know, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Let's see what happened. I'm kind of waiting with bated breath, but this could be really good and it could be really bad, but either way, we still get pictures like this. This is pretty good. If we fix NASA and get NASA back to goal-oriented stuff and not legislated launch vehicles, legislate the goals, all right? And NASA gets back to doing their thing with engineering and engineering the launch vehicle and then paying a commercial provider to build it, right? And then going from there, guys, we could see a scenario like this where NASA engineers an upper stage for Starship. We have an upper stage. We want to put it on top of Super Heavy. SpaceX, make us this up. Make us an expendable Starship. Make us Starship upper stage. We'll handle the fairing and the payload. Then SpaceX becomes the new SLS and they can charge what they want. See, Dr. Gnome, right there. That's a viable way, but you're right. That's the other reason why I don't want SLS, because if you cancel SLS, you cancel everything and you say, let's rely on the commercial market, which basically means SpaceX and Blue. What's stopping them from signing like a memorandum of understanding, or having a memorandum of understanding and just jacking the price through the roof? Which is exactly what happened in the late 90s. And that's part of the reason why ULA was formed in the first place. Guys, canceling Artemis after 3 is sidestepping the oh my goodness. Squirrel! What would it take from Rule 8 standpoint to remove the architecture-specific requirements from law? A block buy would do it, Phil. A block buy. What I've been saying the last 10 years, dude. Block buy would do it. The legislative requirements are there because we were uncertain about the future of the space program. You make the future of the space program certain, all of a sudden everything falls into line. Refactor the contracts and go. Dude, we can do this. We can do it. Yes, it might cost a little bit more in the short term to retool everything. Yes, we might see a little bit the moon slip a couple of years away. Who cares? Squirrel. Dude, look at the ice shelf. Oh, that's killer. Oh, cool, man. This music sped up's really doing it for me. Yeah, Arcalex, that's the other thing I'm worried about. They didn't enforce the antitrust when ULA was formed. Whoops. What about antitrust laws? Yeah, what about them? Because Amazon isn't a monopoly, right? You lost out on a great job today. Paul, everything happens for a reason, man. Everything happens for a reason. That wasn't the job for you, dude. The next one coming, the one that you do get, is the one for you. You had to light an incense match to the music? Dude. Good stuff. MLP2 is for launch from 4 onward, is it not? That's correct. That's why SpaceX had to sue the Department of Defense antitrust laws. That's right. This is from 2, Graham. I'm telling you guys, we scale up SLS, 40 launches over the next 10 years, 4 times a year. And guess what? Use New Glenn for your Ares 1 and SLS as your Ares 5. That's the move. That's the play. I'm telling you, they should be doing this. That's what you should be doing. That works with the current architecture. It's a little fragmented and a little roundabout way of just doing what the Saturn V and Saturn 1B did, but it'll work, and it's really good. That's using New Glens with Orion is an amazing architecture because that affords you SLS to launch with cargo and cargo only. That gives SLS a big enough throw capacity to to overcome making like a 3 or 4 stage lander that gets to the moon. SLS could just throw a gigantic lunar lander out there in one shot, Altair. And we know that we can handle methane boil off from intuitive machines. Can you imagine that? Gigantic methane descent stage with like a hypergol ascent stage. 50 tons down to the lunar surface with one shot. And then if you wanted to do EOR, you just copy Constellation, launch an Orion on New Glenn, and then have it dock with SLS and have a transfer stage do its thing. It could work, man. It's a really good idea. Been a hell of a day to fly. Your wife's 11 a.m. didn't get off the ground till 1. Just barely missed her getting delayed connection. And now 4 p.m. Rebook is at 9 p.m. Oy. Little off topic today. Well, you started this, man. I saw news from an Italian newspaper whose titles was Starbase is the new city of Elon Musk. I hate journalism with these false titles. You know how many times, Badojo, I've been asked over the... You know how many times I got asked over the weekend if I'm moving to Starbase? Bro, look at this. Oh, you getting sick yet? Are you? No, I'm good. Where are we? Italy? That's Italy, man. At least I think. That looks like Calabria right there. And this looks like the toe of the boot. No, they're going the wrong direction for that to be the toe. Hold on. Where are you? You're right. You're right, Gaw. No, wait. Hold up. Where are we? Where are we in this world? I need to see that again. Hold on. It's always kind of a pain because I have to see if this thing is going north or south. Oh, is that Gatun Lake? If it is, you're right, dude. That looks... I can't tell if that's the Yucatan Peninsula or what. It doesn't really line up. Maybe it's Baja? Could be Baja, California, yeah. Bro, this is straight eye candy. Baja update! Yep. Dude, I could watch this all day. I'm sorry, guys. If you want to talk about something else, that's fine, but... Dude! Look at the thruster pulses! Oh, that's sick! Look at the thruster pulses! Yes! God dang, that makes me so happy. Is that pulse width modulation? That is pulse width modulation, my friend. Dude. There's all that Starship stuff and the Almost 6 stuff to get to. Okay, man. So cool. So cool. Man. Close up shop. There's the drive hooks. Front hatch is closed. All right. I just noticed that those covers on the window are protecting it from the flames. That's right, man. Yeah. What is this? What is that dome? Oh, cornbread. This is SpaceX posted a 4-hour cut of From 2 views, dude. It's really good. It's really good, man. It's really good. I was getting a little emotional there at the end. Oh my goodness. So that bubble that you saw is Dragon's forward cupola, all right? And then that you saw the hatch in there. This is the front of Dragon. These holes right there are the deorbit thrusters. You don't know about this mission? From 2 was a commercial mission that was the first mission to ever send humans to a polar orbit, dude. It's so cool. You got some, dude, look at the ice cap. What the hell? Jim, it is planetarium music, isn't it? Humans have never seen the poles ever from space, except maybe the edge of it, like where the ISS goes. I'm sure they'll accept mission proposals if you pay for it. We need a polar space station? Yeah, man. That'll be sick. I think that's an alluvial fan. I think that's what that's called. I could be wrong. Probably am. Pretty cool, huh? That's so cool, man. Oh man. It's getting a little emotional there, jeez. Can we just have the tunage on in the background? You guys don't mind? There is more. We can get into Starship news. So RGV has some new shots of the trench. It looks like the Pad B trench is coming together, dudes. They got the cap on top of the flame buckets. Flame buckets are all cut down. Plumbing's almost done. I'm just gonna keep the tunage going if you guys don't mind. The OLM moves today, that's right. There's that leveling beam, I think. They got a lot of generators down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it still playing at 2 times speed? I gotta unfortunately play it. I mean, I gotta play it at 2x so it doesn't flag, Jim. But yeah, this is an RGV aerial picture here. Man, those pipes went in real fast, guys. Remember when there was a big hole here like last week? There was a big hole there last week with a bunch of pipes in it. That's gone. That's already done. Look, they're already rolling it. And they're already they're putting down impermeable. I think, or no, that might be a permeable layer. I'm not sure. Stupid question. Why changing to that when they tried the old system so many times now? Rafa, this is a byproduct of what's called iterative design, dude. It's not that OLMA is bad. It works. It's not really... that's the point, though. It works. That's it. That's the only thing it does. It works. Pad B, and the whole reason for making Pad B and making the second tower and then copying that and putting that at the Cape is to take what SpaceX learned about Pad A optimizations and implement it. It's a Mark II launch pad that's designed to be able to launch more frequently. Does that make sense, dude? That's your Mark II. It's not that the first one doesn't work. It works fine. It works okay. It's just not going to be able to catch and receive boosters as fast as what SpaceX wants, right? It requires refurbishment. But you got to remember, that's not what Pad A was supposed to do. Pad A was supposed to do just what I said, work. It was designed to work. It needs to work, and that's it. Once you got a product that works, then you can start working on optimization. You can't optimize what you don't have made, right? Not sure if anyone has mentioned it, but today is the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Castle Itter, when Americans and Germans fought on the same side in World War II. Yep. The German Wehrmacht and the U.S. Army fought hand in hand against the SS at Castle Itter in 1945. Good tidbit of history there. Yep. That's right. That was at the very end of the war at Castle Itter. Germans and Americans fought against the SS. True story. It's also the 64th anniversary of Freedom 7. They should make a movie about it. They should make a movie about it. I say that OLMA is actually very good compared to any other pad. No, it's great, Jack. It's just not really designed... It's not designed to be rapidly reusable. Making rapidly reusable launch pads, guys, is very difficult. That's just as difficult as making a rapidly reusable launch vehicle. Look at the size of the crawler crane, even from here. It's mind-boggling how fast this thing came together, dudes. Who should watch Freedom 7's launch? You want to watch? Okay. We can do that. We'll get into the rest of the Starship news in a second. Alan Shepard.
Observe rest period. Roger, resting.
My left ear loves this.
Cameras and tape running. Affirmative. Roger. perform light work task. Roger, light work. Okay. Roger, perform heavy work task.
Oh, I'll have to hold it too.
Roger, I'm going to hold. 2 minutes, 40 seconds in holding. Can you give me an estimate? Roger, power one. CTC, TM is go.
Roger, understand. TM is go. We have a momentary hold.
Look at all the people just sitting at the
Tony,
pad next
hold
to.
on with me until I give you the word. Tony, Roger.
Holding here. I have not recycled.
Well, how many people they have out at LC5 here? This is crazy.
7, rating it loud and clear. Capcom over to Chase.
What is this suit made of? Mila. I think it's Mila.
2 PM blockhouse. What are your camera tape recorders this time?
Oh, what is it? It's insulated. What is it
Okay,
based
if you
off
would
of?
like to,
I forget.
estimate on this.
I'd have to go read.
How soon could you have them back on if I take them off?
All you have to do is give me the word. I've got one suite.
It's. I think it's Mila insulative, but I'm not sure. It's based on the U2 SR-71 pressure suit. I'm not sure if the Mercury suits were, dude.
All Mercury stations.
Maybe.
We intend to pick up. Just keep your camera and tape recorders on. CO, did you verify you got a recorder light?
This is the CO, I did. Okay, yeah, phone
Okay.
ready to resume the count.
Roger, ready to resume the count. STE, I'm going to turn it over to Stoney. Verify.
Bro, this is
Okay, Stoney, take it
ballsy.
over. Roger.
5 seconds.
Do you think about how absolutely insane this is? This is the equivalent of like putting yourself up on an Electron first stage.
7, loud and clear, Stoney.
That's great. Can you imagine flying a haste mission? Frick that, dude. Yeah, a fully fueled rocket isn't that dangerous. They're dangerous while in fueling transients. That's right, but there's still in theory. You're absolutely correct. Transients are what you got to be careful of. But did you see how many people were down at the pad there? There's got to be like 250 people just chilling around this thing.
7, Roger.
How far were we in our manned program when the Soviet Union put the first person in space? Well, it's the 64th anniversary, so this would have been May 5th, 1961. Yuri had flown into space on April 12th, 1961, so we were not that far behind, dude. The thing is, Alan Shepard flew suborbital. We didn't get orbital until John Glenn in 1962. Aluminumized thermal coating for heat reflection, an inner rubber bladder for pressure, and a long cotton undergarment. Yeah, there you go. Nylon exterior with aluminized thermal coating.
90 seconds, I'm counting.
Holy balls, dude. Can you imagine how absolutely insane this is?
Roger.
Minus 80 seconds.
Oh, something's in stereo. Yeah, there you go, James, right?
Minus 70 seconds. T-minus 1 minute and counting.
1 minute and counting. Roger.
Holy crap, this is crazy. You don't really realize it, how absolutely insane this is. Oh yeah,
T-minus 45.
you need to get out fast. Here, jump into this man basket.
Firing command. 30. What?
T-minus 30 seconds.
Has retracted. That's confirmed periscope pickup. Rain bus 24 volts. 26 amps.
T-minus 15 seconds.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ignition.
Ignition.
Liftoff.
Liftoff.
All right, liftoff, and the clock is starting.
Holy crap. Holy crap. Dude, that's insane. You're out of your mind. This is awesome. Go get him, Shep.
This is Freedom 7. The fuel is go. 1.2 G. Cabin at 14 psi. Oxygen is go.
Protect the altitude. Go. 1.2 G. Cabin 14 pounds per square inch. Oxygen system go. All A.
Cabin's at 1 bar, guys.
Freedom 7 is still go.
Freedom 7 is still go. The trajectory is A-OK.
It's 1.2 Gs right now, O Force.
This is 7. Fuel is go. 1.8 G. 8 psi cabin, and the oxygen is go.
That went up pretty fast.
Freedom 7 reports the mission is still A-OK. Full go.
Cabin pressure is holding at 5.5. Cabin holding at 5.5.
Freedom 7 in voice
0.3 bar.
Mercury Control Center.
Fuel is go. 2.5 G.
Oh,
Reports 3.5 G. Cabin pressure holding
Oxygen
fine.
is go. The main bus is 24.
Cabin pressure holding 5.5 pounds per square inch.
29.
Right, read you 5 to 5. Protect the altitude.
Okay, it's a lot smoother now. A lot smoother.
Roger.
The flight trajectory is still A-OK. The pilot is in good voice communication with Mercury Control.
7 here. Fuel is go. 4 G. 5.5 cabin. Oxygen go. All
you guys, do you cast your mind back to the Flame Trench guys where we were talking about NS-31 and how they compared themselves to Alan Shepard. You know he was like in the hospital after this, right? Don't compare yourself to Alan Shepard. You're not Alan Shepard. You flew on New Shepard, and that's great. The only similarity that has with this mission is the name. Dude, I'm telling you, this beat the trash out of Shep. Like, listen to these numbers.
systems are go.
Freedom 7 with astronaut Alan B. Shepard reports the fuel system is go. 4G.
5 G.
Cabin 5.5 pounds per square inch. Oxygen go. All systems go.
Cut off. Tower jettison green. All right, now.
Pilot reports
Yes,
tower
sir.
jettisoned.
That hurts, man. That would have hurt. I'd be like,
Periscope coming up.
oh.
And the turnaround has started.
Turnaround started. Assuming orbital attitude.
SCS is okay. Control movements.
Attitude
He's
flight
going
control
to hand
system.
Control movements now.
Okay, switching to manual pitch.
Switching to manual control of the pitch attitude. Trajectory looks A-OK.
Pitch is okay.
Pitch control A-OK.
Switching to manual yaw.
Switching to manual.
No, but listen to some of these numbers, dude. He wasn't in the hospital. He had private medical
Medical
surgery. But
monitor in
if you and I flew this, we'd feel it.
condition appears to be
Switching
excellent.
manual roll.
Taking over manual control of the roll attitude.
That's correct, Nova. This is what I mean. The people that fly a New Shepard, you can call yourself astronauts. That's fine. I don't really care. You do not compare yourself to that guy. No, you are not even on the same level. That would, dude, this mission could kill somebody. Like, you have to be like a fighter pilot, like in your peak, like in peak physical condition to fly this, or else you would die. Well, not die. You'd really hurt. It'd really hurt.
Beautiful view.
What a beautiful view.
Cloud cover over Florida. 3 to 4 tenths near the eastern
Discovery,
coast.
go at throttle up.
Obscures up through Hatteras.
Finn, that's a question I think we're all asking.
They can see Okeechobee. Identify Andros
3
Island.
to 4 tenths cloud cover along
Identify
the
the
eastern
reef.
coast of the United States, obscuring the eastern coast up through Cape Hatteras.
Retro. 5, 4, 3, 2. Start retro sequence. In retro attitude.
It's the retro pack.
Assuming retro attitude, initiating retro fire sequence.
Watch.
Control is smooth.
Pilot
Agree or
report
disagree? The most informative
very
Blue Origin
smooth.
launch has less video than this.
Notice. Retro 1.
Retro rocket number 1 has fired.
Very smooth. Retro 2.
Retro number 2 has fired.
Retro 3.
Retro number 3 has fired.
All 3 retros are fired. Okay, 3 retros have fired. Retro jettison is back to arm.
Dude, you pulled like 11 G's on descent, man. I don't care who you are. Unless you're a fighter pilot, that would really, really hurt, dude.
We are still
You would
receiving
not be
excellent
good
voice
coming out of
communication
this
from the pilot.
capsule when it came back down, man. You would not be good.
Medical monitor
I'd be,
reports
dude, I'd be
everything
screwed. I'd be like,
cockpit.
oh, God. Ow.
Roll is okay. Roger, do not have a light.
The retro rocket
This
packet
is
has
freaking
jettisoned.
nuts,
The
man.
retro rocket packet
I do
has
not
been
have a
jettisoned.
light. I see the straps falling away. I heard a noise. I will use override.
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't even. This is the ascent was the easy part, Aqualux, right? Like this is
Oh, Roger.
that was the easy part.
The
This is the
mission
part
is
that's
now
really gonna mess you up.
40 seconds old. Astronaut Alan B.
Periscope is
Shepard is still
retracting.
talking to us, working like a test pilot, reporting
I'm on
facts and
fly-by-wire,
figures,
going to
reporting
re-entry
procedures in the
Guess you guys you could say these guys had the right stuff. Yes, it goes in the square hole. That's right.
Okay, Buster, re-entry attitude. Switching
That's
to
right,
ACS
Nova.
normal.
beginning to roll into re-entry attitude.
Holy
The SCS is
shnikes.
okay.
Automatic control system operating properly.
That's right, LS. You can't compare yourself to these people. These guys were absolutely insane. Like insane, dude. It's a freaking missile. Like that. This is like, guys. Just keep in mind. This is like. Do you guys remember the Minotaur 4 launch that I showed the other day, where it went like supersonic in like 25 seconds? This is like putting yourself on that. That's the equivalent. That would really, really, really hurt. You'd feel it.
Roger, reading you loud and clear, HFT, Comey. 7 Capcom, how do you relense it? Reading you loud and clear, HF, Hummy.
The Mercury spacecraft is beginning to re-enter
Yeah,
Earth's atmosphere.
right.
We have a registration in the control center indicating 0.05 of a G, indicating the beginning of penetration.
Oh God.
Okay, this is Phantom 7. G build up. 3,
We are still in voice communication with the pilot.
9.
9G coming down.
Whoa.
Okay.
Is okay.
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 Going through big G now. He is still talking, saying,
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Holy sh! Dude, that hurts so much, man.
This is 7, okay.
Okay.
All data here at the Mercury Control
45,000
Center
feet
at this
now.
time is excellent.
Dude,
40,000 feet.
he's decidedly not
I'm
okay.
back on ASCS.
Oh my goodness. Dude. That would have killed a mere mortal, man. Unbelievable. Oh. Oh. Ow.
30,000 feet.
Pilot reports 30,000 feet on the way down.
Capcom, how do you read now? Roger, Deke, reading you loud and clear, how many?
Control breathing. Hellfish, that's what he would have had to do. Can you imagine?
Talking to us via a link radio.
Roger.
Bahama Island, and we're reading him loud and clear.
64th anniversary of Freedom 7. Professor, this is, Shep.
Has deployed.
Has anybody tried this in re-entry?
70%. Auto, 90% manual. Oxygen is still okay.
Okay was the only thing he could say. Dude, that's what I mean, man. New Shepard flights ain't like that.
And the
No
sun
way.
is at about 15,000 feet.
He didn't even kiss the ground because he landed in water.
Medical monitor to Mercury Control
Standing by
Center
for
reports
main.
the pilot A-OK all the way. The main parachute
Main
has
on
deployed.
green.
Okay.
Main chute is
Okay,
green.
I'm good.
Spacecraft Freedom 7 is now
Main
descending
chute
on
is
its
green.
main parachute.
Main chute is coming unraced and it looks good.
As was expected at
The
about
main
this time,
chute
we're
is
in fact
good.
rather
Rate of descent is reading about 35 feet per second.
Communication with Mercury astronaut Alan Shepard is getting a little rough. We did report the deployment of the main parachute. He last
Hello,
reported his
Capcom
altitude
Freedom
as
7. How do you read?
7,000 feet descending.
Not that bad. No flowers in the capsule. That's right. Yeah, Reindeer. He's like,
File 23, this is Freedom 7. Do you read?
actually, you know what he's probably doing? He's probably doing the control breathing. When you fly on a fighter plane and you do high G maneuvers, you have to practice control breathing. It's you puff out your chest and you basically go. It's just a way to control the blood going around, so you don't pass out. And push down, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Freedom 7, this is Indian Capcom. Do you read me?
Affirmative, Indian Capcom. Let me give you a report. I'm at 7,000 feet. The main chute is good. The landing bag is on green.
Unbelievable.
My peroxide has dumped.
No, he had control goalie. He did some manual control movements after separation.
Roger, Freedom 7. I understand you're at 7,000 feet. Your main chute is open. Your landing is good.
The fact that we have this video
That
is
affirmative.
bananas,
Please
dude.
relay.
Yeah, Chevelle, it's crazy, dude. Absolute, dude. Like the stones on this guy. Crew report. Get the science points. Yeah, get the science points. Get the crew. What are you observing? What year? 64 years ago, wounded. To the day. Freedom 7, baby. EVA report now! Balls of diamondium. Maybe even diamondylium. Jeez. Where's the mystery go? I think it's in there. Unfrickin' real, dude. Quick, get the Science Junior out, bro.
23, card file 23, Freedom 7, over.
We just unlocked swivels. Yes.
Freedom 7, this is card file 23, over.
Absolutely
This is 7,
insane.
relay back to Capcom, please. My altitude now 4,000 feet. Condition as before, the main chute is good. The landing bag has deployed, the peroxide has dumped.
Your best. Losers go home and whine about their best. Winners go home and get the prom queen. Carla was the prom queen.
Roll. 38.
Yeah, sensors, Dan, sensors. I would have forgot to add shoots. I'm really happy they did. Can you do something about that? What do you want me to do, Mason? Kill him again? So why does it look like he's battling an orb of light? The capsule is weeble-wobbling around because of the chute. It's doing this. So the way the light's shining in, and it's probably spinning too. Was that a newspaper? Maybe.
Card file 23, Freedom 7.
Go 7, this is 23.
I'm about 1,500 feet now. The main chute still looks good. Radar descent is indicating 30 feet per second.
Unbelievable, dude.
Roger.
Go get him. Go get him, boys. Guys will look at this and go, hell yeah.
Freedom 7, this is 23. I have no...
So badass, dude.
Roger.
Freedom 7, this is Cape Capcom. Over.
Yeah, this is 7 there.
Guys only want one thing, and it's disgusting. To be shot on top of a missile into space. I'd do it. I'd pay for it, but hey, if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. Okay? I'd do it. I'd be in the hospital the next day. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
Roger.
Co-pilot George Cox. We're now probably no more than 3 miles away
If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough.
becoming very clear now. It's very possible that
Roto wash. Hell yeah.
to the
So badass, dude.
space capsule, the spacecraft, as it's being recovered from the water.
We have a relayed report
It'd be only a matter of
Girl, he's probably thinking about another woman. Guy, I bet I could withstand 10 G's next launch. It'll be great.
minutes, swaying gently in the wind, from side to side, first to one side and then the other.
Later, he's just like, yo,
The good thing
can
is
you
the naval commander
get me out of here,
guys
please?
Are, he might be getting seasick. The lead helicopter is now right at the parachute. It's just, they are now hovering over the parachute and will be ready to pick him up out of the water almost immediately. It just hit the water a moment ago. A cheer went up from the ship company watching here from all decks on the aircraft carrier. The parachute is now flattened against the water, and from this point we are unable to tell how the capsule is riding in the water.
I'd do it once. That's right, spoiled. I'm not in the same category as that guy. I am unfortunately just a mere mortal.
Is now right over the capsule. The capsule,
No, there's a hatch on the side, Methane.
they have, the carrier, the helicopter has hooked onto the capsule. Correction, the capsule is still floating in the water. As the helicopter hovers overhead to hook onto the capsule. It's still too early to tell whether the astronaut, Alan Shepard, has tried to remove himself through the top escape hatch for the astronaut to return to welcome him aboard. They would have been very disappointed if one of the other ships had picked up the
Frickin' wooden flight deck. Wooden flight deck.
astronaut. The helicopter took off about 25 minutes ago, just a few minutes before launch. It's lead helicopter number 44, though, that will pick up the astronaut.
I saw it. Oh, yeah.
Piloted by Marine Corps Lieutenant Wayne Coons of Lyons, Kansas, and
CVS 39. Scout carrier. The Lake Champlain. Scrapped. It's an Essex, too. That's a long haul Essex. Yep, yep. Just like the Intrepid.
co-pilot George Cox of Eustis, Florida. Cox, right at this moment, is probably sitting in the compartment with
It did have SCB upgrades, yes. I'm looking at it now. That, well, it wouldn't have had SBC upgrades if it didn't have, if it had the CVS or CVA hull designation. That was indicative of the SCB upgrade. Okay, just in case we were speaking another language there. Essex class carriers, dudes, just on the side note, they had their World War II configurations, right? And then they went through an upgrade, a modernization program called SCB-27 and SCB-125. The Intrepid went through SBC-125, and they added an angled deck. The reason why they moved from an angled deck, from a straight deck to an angled deck, and this is where carrier designs, just on a side note, started to diverge. Carrier design started to diverge after World War II. Because you had escort carriers and then you had fleet carriers. Fleet carriers had a long straight runway and escort carriers are longer or shorter runway, right? So they moved to these angled deck conversions so you could launch things and land at the same time. Because launching and landing during carrier operations is huge. We learned that, believe it or not, that's a British idea. And we learned why being able to launch and land at the same time is very important in the Battle of Midway. Learn that at Midway. That was, yeah, that would have been a really useful thing to have. So it looks like the Lake Champlain did have an upgrade, but I'm not sure if they ever converted it to an angled. Yeah, here. It had a unique modernization history. She was the only Essex-class ship to receive the SCB-27A modernization conversion, which involved a rebuilding of the superstructure, flight deck, and other features, but did not also receive the SCB-125 for an angled flight deck and hurricane bow. She was therefore the last operational U.S. carrier with an axial flight deck. And we scrapped it. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's really good for it. That's cool. Just a piece of history, you know, whatever. It's served in World War II. Yeah, let's see. Yep. We almost sold it to the Spanish Navy. All right. After shakedown and visits to New York, Champlain was assigned to Magic Carpet duty to repatriate U.S. military personnel. She departed Norfolk on October 14th, arriving at Southampton to embark in New York. Set a speed record for crossing the Atlantic on the 26th of November, 1945, averaging 32 knots from a run from Gibraltar to Norfolk. Distance of 3,300 nautical miles, completed in 4 days, 8 hours, 51 minutes. The record stood until surpassed by the SS United. Stood until surpassed by the SS United States. Not that I know of, Ethereal, no. What is that, Baron? Oh. Did someone... Wait, what is going on here? Well, I dropped the depth charges onto him, given my regards. Father was the commander of the submarine S-21 ARA Santa Fe. So the Falklands. It took me a second. No. Oh. Oh, get ripped. Oh, no. Whoops. That, all right. That's pretty funny. I mean, it's not, but it is pretty funny. Oh boy, he bombed the dad hand. It's so messed up. Oh boy. So, in the Falklands War in 1982, England was fighting against Argentina for control of the Falklands Islands. Argentina thinks that they belong to them. It's off the coast of Argentina, and England's, no, it's ours. So they went to fight over it, and I guess Chris Perry was the guy that blew up. The Argentinian Navy got the crap kicked out of it. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Argentina's mad we stole the island from them that they stole from Spain. Hang on. What's that meme of the Royal Navy captain when he's just like, it was a U.S. sub, by the way. Yeah, I know. We sold them a lot of stuff. We sold them carriers too, and then the English used it for target practice. Well, if people want it, mate.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. Twitter is not a real place. I can't believe that. Are you ready for the movement of the second launch pad base moving tonight? Heck yeah, Chris, I'm ready. I can't believe that. Rear Admiral Christopher Perry, CBE, is a retired Royal Navy officer who was the first chair of the British government's Marine Manners Organization until 2010. In 1982, he was mentioned in dispatches for his actions in the Falklands War. His part in rescuing 16 SAS troops from Fortuna Glacier in South... Oh, that was him? Oh, he was the guy that did that too? Bro, this guy's a bamf. Holy crap. Yeah, you read about that story. That story's nuts. What happened at Fortuna Glacier? Ridiculous. And for the detection and disabling of the Argentinian submarine Santa Fe, he believes the depth charges he launched were the first shots fired in the recapture of the Falklands. That's awesome. That's crazy, dude. In 2025, he bodied somebody on Twitter. Oh man, that was a good laugh. What is this thread? Hold on. This happened 43 years ago. How many depth charges attacks on the submarine have there been since 45? The Swedes dropped some in the Cold War and others were dropped in the Falklands. This was the only successful attack. Yeah, very, very British way of explaining it. Successful attack. The Santa Fe got back to Gritvik and more at the dock. It didn't sink her. Look, bozo, you weren't there. So wind your neck in. My father was the commander of the submarine. I know the story, bozo. More respect, please. Well, I dropped the depth charges onto him. Give him my regards. Holy crap, that just happened. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Dude, that's awesome. I mean, it's not, but that's kind of cool. Yeah, hey, just crap posting about this on social media, whatever. Oh my goodness. He's dead in another way now. Freaking stone cold, man. During the Cold War, we dropped grenades on Soviet subs to let them know you were over them. What a crazy time, dude. That's awesome. Stop! He's already dead. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the news here. So Trench is looking good. We probably are getting a movement on this thing tonight. The OLM. OLM for Pad B is going to go. Cool thread on OLM 2. Okay. What is this, Ryan Hansen? SpaceX is preparing to move the Starship launch mount structure for Pad B to the site for installation. In this post, I'll give an overview of the design and use my 3D models to calculate the structure's mass and its current configuration. So this is Ryan Hansen. Yeah, if you were wondering what those big honking pieces were. You guys remember the ones that we saw? The one that we saw was with the F-250. There was one of those pieces with the F-250, the red and white truck, the high boy, where I was like, that's really neat. That's really beautiful. You know, that OLM leg ain't bad either. Yeah, see, there they are. Can't wait for this OLM to get nice and toasty. That's actually a lot more succinct than Pad A. Pad A's retraction system is ridiculous. It's like an arm that like moves out and articulates like this, so it does something like that. This thing is just like, pretty cool, man. Not too long ago, we had 4 Starship OLM. Now we're down to 3 again. There will be more, dude. Dude, what a monster. Woof. That thing's heavy. That thing is heavy. That thing's really heavy. Whoa. Man. That's cool, man. That's right. It goes in the square hole. Great thread from Ryan. That was awesome. And now we have one from Chrome Kiwi. Check this out. So Chrome has a thread. Chrome has a thread on how this is all going together. So what are those moving parts for? That's the hold downs, John. Yeah, those are hold down points. So those things move out and they okay, so you saw the arm move this way. This is towards the center. This is the outside of the OLM. The arm moves in like this, right? And on the end there's something like that, and that clamps on to the bottom flange of well, not the bottom, yeah, pretty much the bottom flange. It's super heavy. It clamps it like this. And then it lets go, and then when the rocket releases, it lets go and then it moves this way. It has 20 hold downs, dude. Yep. 20 of them. Dude, the thing's heavy. Like, it's super freaking heavy, dude. It holds up, it holds up something called super heavy. Right? I'm surprised they were able to dig down as deep as they did without getting flooded. Spoiled, what they basically did here was they made a bathtub. They dug the dirt down and put a bathtub inside of it. So it's watertight. It's like a boat hull that's kind of just sitting on the in the ground. That's how you're able to do it. And the funny thing is, they're still going to flood it with water. New tapered, low taper fade wall sections. Very good. Man, dude, this thing's going to be insane. Oh, man, that's going to be so cool. Man, it's really going to get warm right in this area here. Not here or here so much, but like right here. What am I even looking at? Super heavy. This is a Chrome Kiwi render of the launch pad, of that, where it's going. Chrome Kiwi does renders of the stuff. So super heavy is going to be right here. And what you're looking at here is a shot from inside of the trench. So if we go back over to RGV, so that thing, take a look here, Shmem. See the posts? 1, 2, 3, and 4. See those? It's going on top of that. Have you seen the caps for the angled sides of the buckets yet? No. No, I haven't seen nothing like that. They might just be open, dude. It's possible. It'd be awesome if NSF could get a flame trench camera in there. I don't think they would let us. Where does the OLM go, chat? That's right. It goes in the square hole. That's right. That's right, Gaw. The comments on that are crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Starbase Live, I just turned it back on. Great thread from Chrome. Anyway, Vixie posted this stuff here too. This is a Lab Padre camera, and what they're doing is they're disassembling the front of the front facade of Starbase here to build out the Gigabay. And also, yeah, the High Bay 1 is getting disassembled more and more. Last. Okay. How do they drain the water out below sea level? Pumps. So here, let me get you guys a live shot here. This is Starbase Live. Everybody's thinking they're going to move that OLM soon. There's not a lot of scaffolding left on that thing, and the SPMTs are underneath it. Hear me out. Do a special flame trench in a flame trench. If they would let us, I would do it. About 48 well pumps. Well, there you go. Wait a minute. Hang on. What was that? Hold on. I need to see that truck go by. This is important. Nah. Peterbilt. Never mind. Roll closure starts in 3 hours and 10 minutes. I ain't no Mac, I'm a Peterbilt. Yeah. What does SPMT stand for? Self-propelled modular transporter. They are a diesel hydraulic transporting mechanism.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
Predominant gifted sub to Maverick. Last, it might have gotten buried. Is it safe to enter a flame trench that's been used? It depends on what the rocket... It depends on what the propellants the rocket uses, LS. If it uses solids, yeah, probably would be fine, but I wouldn't do it. Something like Starship, yeah, that'd be fine. It might be a little hot, but... In the thread Ryan calculated the OLM. As it rolls out, it weighs 1,100 tons. Fully outfitted, it'll be 1,600 tons. That is a heavy piece of equipment, man. Do you mind if I share something that I've been working on for your robotics team? Sure, Sea Kraken, go ahead. Hey, look at that freaking thing. Now that's a diesel, boy. It's a Duramax, boy. Emphasis on Dur, because it's Chevy. Open seed. I have something for you. No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't lie. Have we talked about the water closures? I had to step out. Not yet. Pad B sticks are going to catch height. Uh-oh. Sea Kraken, what do you got here? Oh, dude. You made a really, really awesome space skid steer. Regolith excavating autonomous pathfinding experimental robot. Cool, man. You made a space skid steer. That's awesome. Oh, it's a skid steer and a dump truck. Look at that. That way, thing weighs 1/10 of an aircraft carrier. John, the steel that they were used in is thick. Reminder that Chevy used a Commodore framework for the Camaro for many years. The LX platform, Hawks. Not a bad platform, to be 100% honest with you. But yeah, it's a Halden. It ain't no Chev. It ain't no Chev, bruh. It's a Halden, mate. I know you don't say that. I just like saying it. We'll share the in real life pics of the two robots side by side soon. That's cool, Sea Kraken. Good job, dude. That's really cool. I see what it does. It scoops it into the dumper. That's cool, man. All right, what else do we got here, dudes? Let's take a look. Yeah. So, we're starting to get not Mars navigation warnings from the 9th through the 22nd. And then notice to mariners here 13th through the 23rd. Once again, guys, if it's here, I could probably go, but if it's past the 19th, I can't do it. We'll cover it here. Yeah, Starship could be launching as early as next week. Yep. As early as next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. What about if it's later than the 23rd? The only day that I really cannot be here is, actually it's a couple of days. 23rd, 24th, 25th, I can't be here. Like, if it falls on those days, we are boned. You're not thinking of rushing another adventure stream, are you? Huh? What's going on? I'm in a wedding those days, and yeah, can't do that. Heading down to Boca? No. Yeah. Do they really need you there? I don't know. First marriage? Just tell them to get married at Starbase. I think they want to do that. So yeah, we'll see how this all transpires, but oh god, no. Baron, that's terrible. Did SpaceX ever say exactly what happened to Ship 35? We haven't heard anything, Fluffy. Are you the best man? No, I'm in the wedding, though. Weddings are such a waste of time and money. I don't know how that helps me, Hizonku, but, okay. I actually, Brimo and I, just on a side note, we kept our wedding pretty low buck, and we actually pushed. We pushed on the wedding. Everybody talks about how expensive it is, and nobody talks about how much money people actually give you. We basically pushed. Yeah, I think we were in the hole maybe like $500 total for the wedding. Not bad. We got paid. You get paid for wedding. That's what they don't tell you. You get paid. Yeah, so we kept everything low buck. We kept it nice. Kept it nice. We didn't do anything too fancy, and we almost made money. Could you hire someone to go to the wedding? No, Alucard. I might have been able to get away with it if I didn't miss my mother's birthday the last time I went down to Starbase. I'm on thin ice. I'm on thin ice. I can't miss family events. Dude, you know how many good grade like chips I had to cash in to pull that one off? Was that counting registry gifts? Yeah. Yeah, I missed my mom's birthday because I was down at flight 8. Oops. Telling brother too, you're a brave man. Yeah, I can't miss more family events, dude. I heard you got a great deal on the photographer. Did I though? Did I though, S? Are you sure? Are you sure I got a great deal? Are you sure? Are you sure I got a great deal? Please let me know. Are you sure? It's all, look, it's all cracked. That's not supposed to do that. Emotional, damn it. Are you sure? You sure about that? Are you sure about that? I'm going to keep that thing forever. I'm making it into a clock. It's got character. It's got something. S Master was my wedding photographer, guys. I fixed his Jeep as payment. We had the entire Jeep in pieces in my garage. And now I have another Chrysler product in my garage, and it's equally as rusty. It's great. Make it rattle like that as an alarm. That would make a fine clock. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be great. Fluids. You should ship that to Starbase and give it to Jack. Say it's for his car. He might believe me, dude. It looks like how I imagine that manhole cover that got launched at escape velocity would look like. To be fair, it's rusty like that because you left it outside for years. Yep. Is that a gun you see? No. No, it's not. Not at all. Nah. Nopers. It's a that one's airsoft, Mutter. I wouldn't leave Revue still in the garage. It's not climate controlled. Also, it's a Nerf gun. It's a snow cone maker. No gun, it's a coronet. Yeah, that's right. We will resume work on the car tomorrow. That's a lot of fluids on the floor. Where? Oh, this is all recycled oil. Nice, Hellfish. There you go. Also, Starbase is a city. That bill that was supposed to turn Starbase into a city, that event that we thought was dead, was not dead, and then they voted on it, and now Starbase is an incorporated city. You mean jet fuel? Yes, yes. Any coolant in that oil? No. Might be some transmission fluid, though. I don't know. Do you think they'd get pissed at that? Surely they wouldn't. Interesting, Baron. Yeah. You gonna use that for your heater? Yeah, maybe. Is there blinker fluid? Yes, I keep stock on the shelf. See? Always good to have. You know, just in case you run out. What? I'm always prepared. We have a shop. Jeez. You always got to keep some around. Oh, okay, Lord Google. Yeah, that's good. Where did you get that? The internet. You can find anything on there. Can you use that in case you run out of brake light fluid? It might be okay if you put it in there. I would much rather use horn oil to do that. Don't forget to swap the muffler bearings. I just had the exhaust done on the Coronet. It's brand new, actually, believe it or not. Look. See? Look at those. Look at those exhaust tips. Those are great. You know, it's good. But yeah, we'll for what it's worth, guys, I did buy some patching steel to or some sheets of steel to cut out so we could start patching some stuff there. I'm waiting on the big patch panels to come in. Oh, look, a spot that's not coated in rust. It is an old Dodge, dude. Try and limit the use of the horn. They're only good for so many honks. Hey, my horn oil is good for 10,000 honks, okay? It's good for 10,000 honks. See? Good for 10,000 honks. Man, that car is rusty. I also found quarters for it, guys. I found patching quarters for it for what it's worth. Not the orange stuff. You'd had best stuff with the green. You can cut it. You can use 50-50. I think the Coronet might actually need that honking fluid. Yeah. It lasts a month in Massachusetts. Yeah, well, why do you think I have it, dude? You got any tire fluid? Nah, I'm out right now. How much of that square tube that you get? I got 4 bars at 4 feet long. Yeah. 4 bars at 4 feet long. That stuff should be for bracing the trunk. That's what I'm going to do, Hellfish. We're going to... Here, I'll just show you. Give me one sec. I'll show you what I want to do. I have to keep those quarter panels true while the back sill plate, or where the back fascia is off, dude. I'm not good at charades. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna use with these. I'm just gonna use them to brace the quarters. We'll make an X with them and go from there. All right, dudes. Well, I think we discussed all the space news. Is there anything else? Some of us understood everything you were saying. So yeah, we could see a Starship launch as early as next week. So yeah. You should have a drag race between Jack. With the Land Rover, the Coronet might fall apart. He might win just because my car would fall apart. Timestamp for SLS? What do you mean? I talked about SLS stuff like right at the beginning of Space News, Joe. I didn't look at it again, Phil, but I have to use the bathroom, so. If you give me a couple seconds here, I'll go out and use the restroom. Use the restroom real quick. Just look at Starbase Live for a second. I'll be right back and we can finish talking about that, and then we'll go from there. Be right back. 1 second.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
If you got a Tinder match in the Vatican now, would that mean you found love in a popeless place?
Oh, here it comes. Oh, it's going to be a rot. Hold on, Chattery. I believe in you. Oh, okay. Hi. All right. Well, I think that's gonna do us for space news. I think we got all of it. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I needed to just poop. You missed the best worst joke ever. Chair tipped $1. If you got a Tinder match in the Vatican now, would that mean you found love in a popeless place? Hi, Geeson. What's that, Baron?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Arsenal. I hope you managed to avoid the Rule 8 stuff given the recent events. Not really. But to soften the blow, we had this going on in the background. I'm not touching that article, Baron. Dude, frick it. I don't want to talk about politics. Just look at that. Look at that and enjoy the tunage. Please tell Twitch chat we hated that joke. Will do, cheese. Isn't that cool? All right, guys. We'll end space news there. We got Red Dead for after hours. Let's jump in and have some fun on the dang old horse. All right, so I'm gonna jog the YouTube VOD. There's gonna be no break this time. Yeah, I'll be back momentarily. Just chill for a second, Leonard, and we'll jump back into Red Dead here. I forget what part we're up to, but I think it's part 4. I'm Ron Burgundy? You look like a whack. Dude, I can't believe you remember that. Why do rocket engines need to shut down and start very fast? If you tried to slowly ramp the throttle up, Erudite, it would basically blow up. Who didn't like my joke? Oh, he's over here. All right. He's over on YouTube. All right, I'll be back in a second. Let me jog the YouTube VOD. Be back. Just don't go anywhere.